We're back on. Mike, what's going on, buddy?
Angel, what's going on?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing awesome.
How was your week?
It's been good. It was a quick week, it seemed like. Just been getting a lot done. My to-do agenda has been cut down to half. Just doing a lot of marketing, a lot of promo, working on the webinar. Just, yeah, you name it, man. It's been good. How about you?
Same thing, man. Same thing. I'm just trying to hustle through the day.
Yeah.
And I get some stuff at night and starting all over here and there, But yeah, man, it's been pretty busy. Very interesting. At least here in the US, we're having a good time, as everybody knows.
Yeah, it sounds like things are pretty peaceful over there, hey?
Oh yeah, man. It's just it's a wonderful the wonderful time of the year.
Or is that the wrong country I'm thinking?
Yeah, you would think. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I mean, all this hatred and non-compliance and all these issues going on. I mean, what can I say? I mean, it's just it doesn't seem like it will end, but hopefully there's an end game, and it's just we come out with a solution. That's all that really matters,
Well, it's crazy because here I'm hearing people promoting and not promoting, but talking about protesting in a very peaceful way. And I've caught, I have not tried to pay attention to any of it. It's everywhere you go. Sometimes it's just like when you turn on your phone, it's just right there. So I'll catch a glimpse of a video or something, but there's been a lot of peaceful protesting going on in our country. And then the media, I hear, keeps blowing a lot of what's been going on in your guys' country too. Like, they're not really showcasing a lot of the peaceful protesters there either.
No, not at all.
They're really just dramatizing and focusing in on the people that are rioting versus a lot of the peaceful protesters. Like the other day, I seen a group come up to a bunch of cops and bring them waters.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of neat. Did you see that? But yet the media won't reflect on that. It's like, that's a good thing for humanity, to see that.
It is.
I know you guys are thirsty. Here you go.
No, you're right. Absolutely right. And there's, you got your, just like everything, just like everywhere around the world, it's not just here. You do have your good guys, you have your bad guys, you have your good cops, you have your bad cops.
Yeah.
And, the bad cops, shame on you. You should do your job right and take your job more seriously and be prideful for who you are and be proud of your profession. What happened obviously in Minnesota, obviously it was very unfortunate. It should never have happened, but here we are today, unfortunately. I'm just really hoping at the end it's just going to be a positive outcome, because we desperately need it. But what really needs to stop is the whole looting. That's just uncalled for. It's not solving anything. It's not representing the cause of any sort. It's just being a criminal regardless. At the same time, I'm not condoning the anger, but looting other stores and stealing, that's just completely uncalled for. That's just completely uncalled for.
Yeah, they're going about it for a completely different reason. The whole wrong reason. They're just doing it just to be a thief.
Yeah.
They're like,
right.
Hey, this is a perfect opportunity for them to steal. And it's just like, why? I mean, what are you doing? You're making yourself these idiots.
And it's funny because a lot of the people that are doing it, there are a lot of young people, a lot of young adults, a lot of teenagers.
Yeah.
And that is a huge issue because it's just it just starts with the fundamentals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all about the guidance. I mean, giving the right message out, and then, but at the same time, these kids are they're not even guided anymore. They're
not guided. They've
exactly.
got nothing going for them. It's like these kids have started out somewhere, and they probably lack education. They probably lack any goals, any values, which is going to be something we're going to talk about today, right? That's the topic.
Exactly.
Goals and values.
Yep, we're sticking down.
Yeah, so it's just like, it starts with if you can get in on, like, these kids, obviously, I don't know what their parenting situation is like. I'm sure it varies. I'm sure some of them probably have good parents and they can't control their kid. They just, you can't force them to do what you're hoping to or raise them to be, right? So
right.
And a lot of it's peer pressure. A lot of it's probably just their surroundings, their choice of friends, and their peer group. Yeah. And they want to just kind of follow the crowd and, oh, this person's vandalizing that thing today, or this person's going to go steal that. I'm going to go join because I don't want to be left out or look like the odd one out kind of thing, right? So
lack of guidance, man, lack of guidance. And you know, there's got to be more positive individuals out there to really put a message out and just be that mentor, that, you know, that big brother type of figure to really guide them in the right direction. Because right now, everything that's on the news is so negative, man. It's just like, it's just so many unnecessary things that are happening.
I haven't watched the video, nor do I plan on it. I don't need to see it. You know, I heard it was pretty bad, and it's like, okay, I don't need to see that visually. I don't need my brain to see that. So I'll just take it for what it is and realize like, yes.
It's very, like I said, I mean, I'm not advising, I'm not advertising it at all. I'm just saying it's a very graphic video, but whatever the case is, it should just never have happened.
Yeah,
it was just, to me, it was just pure hatred, and I don't condone that one bit, and it's just horrible.
Yeah.
But let's just hope with, you know, with the value that we're trying to give out today will benefit other people watching. Hopefully whoever is paying attention or whoever is watching our podcast can get value off of it. And we're just all about positive vibes. And
that's,
you know what, we don't condone any of those bad things to do. So don't even, you know, don't think about doing it. Just
no. It's like
positive.
The world needs more positivity. If you can do your part and show some positivity, some light where there's a lot of darkness going on and there's a lot of negativity going on. If you could just kind of be that one light and then have that domino effect of your surroundings, you know, then that is going to make the world a difference. That's going to like brighten up somebody's day, or maybe inspire somebody, a kid, somebody older, whatever. You know, the fact that you're doing your part and contributing to the light. It's really all about at a time like this. You know, if you can just tune out a lot of the negativity and not become part of that negativity, then, you know, then you're doing your part.
And you know, like they always say, like you cannot control what happens on a daily basis. You can't control what occurs. You can't control what people do. The only thing you can do is control yourself and the things you do, and just give out as much value as possible. Even if it's just having a positive conversation with somebody that you don't know, someone from a different race, someone from a different ethnic origin, and just learning about them. And I think that's what one post that I put out today as a piece of content is just to, you know, get to really understand other people besides yourself. You know, get out of your comfort zone and meet other people, learn their culture, learn who they are, learn their background, learn
a language,
learn the language. It's just open up your mind. It's just going to make you a better person regardless. I mean, come on, we live in the internet age. We live in the social media age. Everything's there. Everything's by Google. You can say, you put anything on Google and it pops up for you. I mean, it's that simple.
You talk about it and it's there as a reminder. It's there. Like, look at that. I was just talking about that yesterday.
Exactly. And people like to, and the funny part is, you know, I've seen some negative videos about, you know, social media and how negative it can be. It's negative if you allow it to be negative. If you're gonna have a lot of negative content out there, if you're gonna know a lot of people who are negative, they're gonna post negative content on social media, and that's just going to keep you negative.
Well, that's just it. There's negativity wherever you go. Really. There's negativity when you get out and you drive in your car and you get into traffic. There's going to be negativity there, but that doesn't mean that you need to be a part of it or contribute to it in any sort of way. The negativity or the positivity that you exude is going to be your own choice. That's your own free will. Nobody's telling you to join that and become a part of that. It's like you observe what you participate in.
Absolutely.
And you know, you participate when you observe what you participate in. And, you know, with that being said, you're going to be focusing on the things that you choose to focus on. That's going to bring in more of that. Right. So it's just that's the nature of it.
It is. So, and it's how we take it. And like I said, you know, we just need more positivity and then spread that those good vibes and that love and just
spread the cheer.
Exactly. And that cheer. Cause I think, I mean, being nice, I really feel that's like the new norm. That's like the new trend. You have to, I mean, being nice is just, you know, it's lacking. And we're just lacking niceness, being good to people.
Yeah.
And I just feel like the lack of communication nowadays is just, it's taking a turn. It's taking a turn. And you know what I mean? Like, yeah, history repeats itself, but it's up to us to change it. You know what I mean?
We're headed into a big, universal shift. And I believe that, good is always going to prevail. Those who are trying to do good for society and the world are going to prevail. And the rest is just going to be dealt with accordingly. Right. So
Yeah,
I have strong faith in that. And that's all you can do. You can only control what you can control on this side. And you can control how you view it and what you choose to view and what you choose to do about it and respond to it. Not everything deserves a reaction. Not everything needs or requires a reaction. So, if you can adopt that into your life a lot more, God, you just find that those things just kind of deflect off you after a while.
Exactly. Right? And everything, you are who you are as a person, and how people view you. And I'm not saying to just, you have to please everybody, because you can't please everybody. Like I said, I think I mentioned before that I was a person who used to always be a people pleaser. I used to always try to get people's attention. I used to always try to get people's approval of myself.
Right.
And like I said, the older you are and the more wiser you get and the more people you meet and the more situations you dealt with, the less you care.
Yeah.
And the more you get to believe in yourself and have your own type of values as an individual. The values that comes from your family, the person that you are. As long as you, basically, like we did on our last podcast about self-love, it all starts there. Yeah. As long as you know who you are as a person, that's all that really matters. Who cares what that person thinks? You know what I mean?
Exactly. You're not out to really please anybody other than yourself first. I mean, when it comes to your own self-love, you got to protect your peace. Like I mentioned in the previous podcast, you got to protect your energy by any means necessary. If that means you need to take another look at your peer group or your significant other, if that person's not helping you grow or your peer group's not helping you grow, it's time you have the capability to change that. You have the capability to set goals. And if those people are not aligned with your goals and values, it's time to send them love and send them on their way.
Yeah.
That's really your choice.
Right. And you are, like, that saying, you are who you hang around with.
Definitely. And that includes relationships, that's friendships, that's business colleagues, anything that you surround yourself with. If those people are not adding value to your life and helping you grow, then why be around them?
Right.
Tell me, like, what's the point of that?
Always, what
is that communicating to the universe? Please send me more of.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course. That's wishful thinking, but it's up to you to make it reality. Because you know what, at the end of the day, I could go to sleep tonight praying that, hoping that the universe can give me $1 million in my pocket when I wake up.
Yeah.
Is it going to be there? I hardly doubt that.
Not if you didn't take the action to help make that happen.
It's up to you exactly. It's up to you as a person to make that decision to get $1 million in your pocket. Yeah. What are you going to do today to make a difference? How about that? What are you going to do to make that difference? Everybody likes to play the lotto because everybody wishes. I have family members who's told to this day, Mike, honestly, they always say, well, you know what? My goal today is that I'm going to spend $20 because I know that the big game is coming up and hopefully I'm going to win 25 million. Okay. So you're telling me you're spending $20 a day when you could invest that money on something else, in stock or in something to make, that could watch your money grow in a positive way, or put your money in so many different things. But I feel that a lot. I feel that I'm not saying everybody's lazy. I'm not saying everybody's the same, but there are people who are very lazy and they just basically want the easy way out.
Oh, definitely.
And it shouldn't be that way. I used to have that viewpoint. I used to have that state of mind.
Same
where I wanted everything easy. I wanted to play I wanted to be like everybody else and just, I'll play the lotto and hopefully I win $10 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a ratio between 1 and 10 to win. You know what I mean?
It's a scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
You're coming from a place of lack. If you're coming from a place of scarcity where you feel like I don't have enough, There's not enough. I don't have enough money, so I'm going to play the lotto with the intention, sending out to the universe vibrationally that you're sending out the lack of resources or lack of money you have. What is that vibration sending out to the universe? Please send me more. If that's your goal, is to become the next lotto winner, and you're coming from a place of, oh God, please let me win, or you're coming from a place of lack, well, guess what? The universe has no choice but to send you what you are vibrationally sending out. You're coming from a place of lack, scarcity, so you're going to get more of. Does that make sense?
Oh, absolutely.
If that's your goal and your mission. I mean, I used to be pretty lazy when like I mentioned before, I was a bit of a late bloomer when it came to going to school. And I thought going to college after 8 years of high school, later, was a bit late. I was trying to prolong that as much as I could. I was trying to get by, if you will, without school. I was trying to see if I could maybe make it further and try and get something going without having to go to college, just because I didn't want to go back. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I was kind of like in panic mode and coming from a scarcity mindset and a lazy mentality too.
Right.
Thinking a little bit, yeah, because I wanted to see if I could get by without school. And ultimately, when you work a bunch of jobs you don't like, and you work a bunch of things that you know that you are destined for greater things, and feel that this is not growing your potential and growing who you are, you're going to naturally gravitate. Yeah, you're going to naturally gravitate towards something else because it's not defining your goals and values. It's not aligned with who you are.
Right.
And you could resist it and make some good money for a while, and money is great, but if it's not giving you that fulfillment, then what's the point of that? It's not, you're not achieving new goals, new heights, but you're making money. But I was like,
is that money really making you happy? That's exactly the more rules. They're really making you money. You're basically, a lot of people have to, unfortunately, a lot of people still today, and I understand that, and that's what I do. And sometimes you have to work for the money sometimes because you have to make a living.
Money is great. There's nothing wrong with making a lot of money. As long as you're feeling also emotionally compelled to doing what you're doing, to doing something that you love to do. Is it in line with your goals and values? It's like Steve Jobs mentioned in his autobiography there, his book. Great book. I love Steve Jobs. I've been following his work for like over a decade now or more. And he said, each day I would look in the mirror and I would ask myself, if today was my last day on earth, would I be doing what I want to be doing right now for the rest of my life? And he said, when too many times he said no, he said he needed to change things up. He had to change something around to make him feel emotionally compelled to do what he wanted to do, to achieve and to kind of give more.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like he said, when he answered no too many times, that's when he knew he had to change something. And that's when he knew emotionally compelling that he had to do something different. It's very interesting.
It is very, and you know what's funny? I think he said that in the book, and I think I also watched a conference on YouTube where before Steve Jobs died, he was asked that same question, and he came out with that, and his answer was the same thing you just mentioned. And I just found that I actually had to pause the video because I just had to sit there and think about what he just said, and I'm like, wow. I mean, time is short, but at the same time, it's so long.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as you don't know when is your time. So you know what? Make it the best possible. Make it as good as you want to make it. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
If like he just mentioned, if he had one day to live, would he be doing the same thing that he loves doing, which was building computers and building software and creating Apple?
Yeah.
That explained it right there. And if you're not happy doing something, then change it. Do everything in your power to change your circumstances. Because at the end of the day, if it's not going to make you happy, you're going to live a miserable life. And that's the worst thing to do. I've lived through that. I've gone through that. I've been through situations where I didn't know what to do next.
Yeah, same here. And
everybody has, I believe that you have to go through the dark times to really figure out the good things that are going to come up. And now, thankfully, I don't see that anymore. All I see is a goal in mind. All I see is a light through that tunnel. And that's all I really see right now. And I'm trying to get there. I'm gonna do everything in my power to get to where I want to be. And like I said, whoever's watching this, I really hope you're getting value from this, because I really think you can do it too. So, I mean, Mike, I know you're in the same situation, right?
Oh yeah, 100%, man. I mean, the worst part of any thought of regret. I mean, it's like, what did Jim Rohn say? He mentioned, these quotes just naturally pop up in my head as they come along. He said, somewhere along the lines, I can't remember the exact quote. Maybe you can help me out on this one. He said something like, regret weighs tons, but not taking action, like,
I'm looking it up right now.
Or something along the lines of, like, when you procrastination weighs like ounces or something like that, but regret, like not taking action and not doing anything, weighs tons. Meaning, like, you don't want to be 100 years old on your deathbed saying, damn, you know what? I wish I would have took action and actually went for my goals and that stayed true to my values. Or I wish I would have went for that career change. I wish I would have started that business, or I wish I would have actually, invested more in myself. And, just, you don't want to be 100 years old and looking back and not taking risks in yourself and investing in yourself and, becoming resourceful.
Exactly.
And I think that would be the worst waste of life, for somebody to go through life and not take that risk or step out of their shell to do that. I think that would be the biggest regret that anybody could ever have.
Absolutely. And it's funny you mentioned about, it has to do with self-development. And then one thing that he does say, which is pretty interesting, and it's pretty self-explanatory. He says, work harder on yourself than you do on your job.
Yes. Investment in yourself.
In order to really get,
I think Warren Buffett did that.
Yeah. Well, no, yeah. It says it was a Jim Rohn. It was a Jim Rohn quote that he did mention. He says, work harder on yourself. That's what you need to do. I really think in self-development and whatever you want to do as a career, or if you want to do as a hobby, or if you want to do anything to make yourself a happier person, that's our main concern here. And it's funny because you don't really hear this that much, but I'm going to say it. I'm not as afraid of dealing with negative things. I'm not as afraid of struggling with certain situations or certain circumstances, is because I feel that my mind, that my brain is trained, is wired enough where I can come out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if let's just say, for example, if I'm stuck in a situation where I feel that something bad might come out of it, or something does happen, I always stop what I'm doing and just reflect on what happened. And then I always say to myself, I'm going to find a way to take care of it. I'm going to take care of it. Only because I know my abilities, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm not trying to say that here. I'm just saying that from where I'm at right now in life is that I feel that I have the ability. I trained myself to come out on the other side.
Okay.
Meaning, come on, fix that situation so I can keep on doing what I'm doing. Nothing's going to stop me. Nothing's going to stop my tracks. I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing. Fix the situation and keep on moving. I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to sit there like I used to be, where I used to just, let me take care of that later on. Oh, wow, this happened. Oh, okay, fine. I'll take care of that later on. I'm not going to let that dwindle. I want that situation to be taken care of as soon as possible.
Well, it helps when you develop a success habit, a morning routine, and that's definitely something we can start getting into a little bit more down in some future podcasts. We can definitely share that with people listening to down the road. But just to kind of give you an idea of, like, when you start to develop any habit, obviously, like I've mentioned before, it takes 21 days to develop a habit. And that can mean first, getting out of bed at an earlier time. Now, that doesn't mean if you're getting up at 10 in the morning that you suddenly got to drop down to 5 a.m. What I mean by that is start maybe dropping it down half an hour each week, little by little. Take the baby step to try and see if you can get up earlier and be more productive, and maybe go for that run, or develop a success habit that will ultimately get you further and feeling more like you're getting things done. So you're not wasting your time. You're not wasting the day, because, I mean, we've only got one life, and you want to basically enjoy that as much as you possibly can and be conscious of it. And, you know, with that being said, it helps when you have a routine. It helps when you have habits that are just going to, once you start doing that and get into that routine, you're just not going to allow yourself
your body's wired, man. Your body,
you're just, you're programmed.
You're programmed. Your body,
You know?
your body, your mind is a computer right now. It's just, you know, you have to get up. Even if I'm doing something and I end up going to bed around 12:30, I don't care. That alarm is going to be set. That alarm is going to be ringing by like 6:30 every single morning. Sometimes 6:15, depending on how I feel.
I do the 5 countdown even when I'm tired to get out of bed, because I mean the bed is comfortable. The beds are great, you know. Who doesn't love laying in their bed? But it's like I can't go back to sleep when I know that it's like I'll do the 5-second like, hey, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'll just pop out of bed.
Yeah.
And it's like that's it.
And I'm sure the same. We have that same feeling. Is that when you feel like you were not productive? I feel down. I feel like you get to that standpoint where you feel so unproductive that you can't think properly. You feel guilty. You feel so guilty inside there. You're like, wow, I just wasted a day of not doing what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling. I like to be feeling like I'm doing more, giving more.
You crossed off some you know, some things on the agenda book that you need to get done. You know?
That's a good feeling.
That's a really good feeling. A really great feeling.
It is a good feeling. And, you know, it's an emotionally compelling reason to kind of continue doing what you're doing, and just you let your habits, your new formed habits rather, kind of create your day instead of letting external factors dictate your day.
Right.
You know,
absolutely.
you want to stick with your goals. You know, you want to set baby step goals. It doesn't have to be something that's super out of reach. You could set SMART goals, which is, you know, specific, measurable, attainable. The R is that rateable, I think it was. I can't remember. And time bound. Rateable.
I got to research that. I'm not sure.
I can never remember the R. Anyways, but when you set these kind of particular type goals, you're going to be, they could be short term, they could be long term. You could set something for 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, and then, you know, you look at that every single day and you're just kind of etching it into your brain. Your subconscious brain has no choice but to kind of boost you into that direction if you continue to do that every single day and work some sort of task towards that. And it definitely helps. Like now it's like a neuro-linguistic program, NLP, neuro-linguistic programming into the brain that just allows you to automatically do it on autopilot after a while.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I totally, I totally get it. I think it just needs to be a part of your life. And
it does.
Being goal oriented doesn't matter how old you are, man. I feel like I don't want to be repetitive, but it just doesn't matter how old you are. Just you have one life. You have one life, and we're all meant to be here for a reason. You have a meaning. As an individual out there, whoever's watching, you have a meaning. You have a meaning to be something. You have a meaning to do something.
Exactly. We were all put here to do great things. Like I mentioned before, we each and every one of us have a purpose. Every one of us has a gift.
And it's not looting. It's not none of that stuff.
Definitely none of that garbage. No,
you can't. No, that's
looting. Positive thing.
Man, that's super garbage, and you don't need that. And it's up to them, and it's people like that. You know what? I wish them all the best, but they're going. Obviously, a lot of people that do that, they're already going down the bad road. But it's up to them if they want to continue that path. Then you know what? That's on them.
Well, that's just it.
It's just simple as that. If you want to continue that path, it's on you. But don't complain once you don't get things that you want to get done. You end up in jail or whatever the case is. Don't complain. Don't complain about the system or whatever you want to call it. I do not talk about politics. I don't want to talk about that. I don't get in that field, and I know you don't.
Well, I think for a lot of young folks, a lot of young people, it really starts with the people that they're around. I mean, people who are more successful will tend to kind of pull you up to their level a little bit. People who are less successful,
you just gotta find people. Right. I didn't, like I said, I didn't. You know what I mean. Like I didn't come up with a lot of educated people in my life. I mean, I do have family members who are, are well
Yeah.
off and like, they went to college
Same
and
here.
like that. But I had to find out. I have to really just go out and get my own mentors. I do have my personal, I do have family members who's
Yeah,
a
I
mentor to me,
wish I would have
really.
looked into that back in the day.
You know what I mean?
It wasn't really available as readily available.
Yeah, but it's
Resource,
up
so.
to you to really go out there and find that positive niche. Like I
Yeah.
said, I have my uncle who's who I consider my mentor, who's always there and guides me in the right direction till this day.
Nice.
But let's just say for a person out there who doesn't have, um, let's just say for example, if someone who doesn't have, who's lacking the ambition, doesn't have that mentor, um, it's okay to look. It's okay to, like I said before, we're in the internet age. Google somebody that you're interested in, who you admire as a celebrity in sports, business, entrepreneurship, whatever. Look them up. Find out ways on how they got started. Figure out their story.
Yeah, like if you don't
Write
have
important
anybody,
things down. You know what I mean?
yeah, if you don't have anybody that's live in person in your life, you could always look up people like that and just start reading up on them, start following kind of what they do, follow, look at their story. I mean, everybody started out newbie, everybody started out as a novice, pretty well, for the most part.
Yeah.
And it's, like I said, it's like it's really depending on what you surround yourself with. I mean, reaching your full potential can sometimes take decades to accomplish, but it's the result of big goals broken down into small, easily achievable goals
Yeah,
daily,
exactly. You want to go
right?
long term, exactly. Always shoot for the stars. Always go long term, man.
Yeah.
And it's funny since we're on the same topic of finding mentors and people who inspire you. I mean, I think I spoke to you before we started this podcast. Is that remember the whole Elon Musk thing? Sending SpaceX and
He's
sending
awesome.
SpaceX
Yeah.
up to the space, a commercial
Yeah.
space rock, a commercial rocket made by Elon Musk's
That's
company,
incredible.
which is
That's
SpaceX, was the first commercial space flight to go to the ISS, the International Space Station.
total dedication. Like
That
that's
is
a prime example
exactly.
of not quitting.
I
Like
could tell you. I didn't know these. What's funny about that is that I didn't really know the specific day when it was going to go out, but I've heard news about it that there was a rocket going to the ISS, and I was like, "What was this all about?" And then I forgot that it was Elon Musk that was doing that.
Yep.
After, and it's funny because I'm gonna fast forward, but after there was a successful
Sorry.
Wait, Caddy, it's a cat.
Flying cat again. Again, perfectly timed. I swear I could snap my freaking watch to her, man.
Yeah, wait until my dog passes by. His name is Chester. He'll come by. He'll just start getting your attention.
It's just what she does. She's like, I want to be part of this podcast too.
But yeah, once the mission was complete and the astronauts made it safe to the International Space Station, I was just so impressed, and I was just, if he can do it, anybody can do it. And I just thought to myself, like, you know what? I'm gonna do some research on Elon Musk. I'm gonna learn his story. How did he begin? So I started
his story is
Googling
pretty
stuff.
Incredible, dude.
Yeah, it was, and I started YouTubing Elon Musk, and it's just so funny that so many videos popped up on Elon Musk. How does he work SpaceX, his company? How did he start? What was his story? How did he even begin? And it's just so admirable. It's insane.
He had X amount of dollars when he sold PayPal. I listened, and I do follow him quite a bit.
Yeah, he did. He was I don't know if he was co-owner, but I think he was one of the creators of PayPal. You're right.
He was one of the developers, one of the mastermind idea geniuses behind the whole concept, and he's ended up selling it. I think he got like somewhere between $30 million for selling PayPal. And he said he was trying to nurse two different things, two different babies. So he said he had to choose between Tesla, and he had to nurse between SpaceX. And he said, if I put all my money into one, then the other is going to fail. And he said, I didn't want to see that happen. So what he did was he said he split the money, and he put money in the both. He said, or they could both fail. But he said, surprisingly, and ironically enough, thank God, he says neither of them failed. He says they both ended up prospering. So
He changed, and
kind
it's
of neat
funny.
to
A
see
lot of
that.
people. I mean, it's overshadowed. Unfortunately, his story is overshadowed with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
But to me, when I saw that rocket launch and they made it safely into the International Space Station, I was like, man, Elon Musk changed the world. He really changed things. He really changed space flight. He brought astronauts back into space from American soil, like they say.
He's ahead of his time. He's definitely one of those innovators, like ahead of his time.
Oh, absolutely.
Just like Edison was ahead of his time. Just like Nikola Tesla was ahead of his time. I mean, these people. I mean, it's incredible. The world needs more of that. The world definitely needs more
great stories, man. Great stories
and innovators to look up to. And I think that's definitely something that a lot of people can really look at that and just read up on them. I mean, it's inspirational enough just to see that and just be like,
how can you?
He's a normal dude too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just determined to do it. It's crazy.
I don't know about you, but when I read about very inspirational people, or when I learn about all these different things, even Michael Jordan, with the whole, like I said in the last podcast about The Last Dance, the documentary about the Chicago Bulls.
It was great.
The mind of a competitor.
He just wouldn't quit. Another guy who wouldn't quit.
It's a whole different realm, man. It's a whole different realm. And it's like, you cannot stop a person who's just so competitive. You cannot stop that. You cannot stop that mindset. Whatever he wanted, he was going to get.
The pain was so much. He took that pain and just went with it. That pain of being told you can't do it, that you suck, and his coach cut him from the high school basketball team.
Yep.
That pain stood out to him so much that he turned it around and was like, nope, no way. Like, I will not accept that.
Yeah.
And he just was relentless. He would get up hours earlier and just like shoot.
And it's almost like those are certain things that it just cannot be taught.
No.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly. It's something that you just have to have it yourself.
You just have to have it in you. And every single person, and even including you, the person who's watching this, you have a special gift. You have something in you that you need to come out. Now it's up to you to find out what it is. Give value in some sort. You know what I mean? You do have a special skill. Everybody has a special skill. Just like I said, unfortunately there are lazy people out there who just don't want to
find people. Exactly. Find people who are goal oriented, who are
it will come out.
You are, and it will come out.
It will come out.
People just naturally gravitate to that, and it will come out. You've just got to put yourself into that kind of an environment where you want more. You've kind of set it out. You've wrote some goals down, and that's kind of like your blueprint to the universe, communicating, especially when you write it down. I can't stress that enough, is writing your goals down. Write it down on paper, review it once or twice daily, and when you review that every day, it's like your brain is going to find ways to make that happen. You don't got to worry so much about the how. It's more of the why, like I've mentioned before, is more important. Your why. It's got to come from you. And it's got to be emotionally compelling enough to drive you towards that. And then it'll drive you towards more people who are like-minded. That's just the law of attraction. It really comes down to the law of attraction. I know I've mentioned that before. Yeah, it does.
It really does. And
like attracts like.
Yeah, it does. It does. And like I said before, like I said before about once you find that realm, once you find that niche, once you find that passion, once you find something that just keeps you going every single day,
yeah,
you're programmed. You're gonna deal with you will deal with issues. You will deal with circumstances that you don't want to be in. You're gonna have your bad days. But you're accepted. It's gonna get to the point where it's just gonna be like, okay, well, how can I fix this? Instead of letting it dwell, instead of saying I'm gonna deal with it later, handle it right there and then. Find out ways to take care of it. Handle situations. Take care of what needs to be done. Then move on.
And enjoy the journey.
Get to that mindset of, you know what, I'm on the path. I'm not gonna let nothing stop me.
Exactly. And you got to enjoy the journey,
because that's how you feel. That's how I feel. So it's a path that I think everybody should be taking. And like I said, if you're watching, and I really appreciate you for tuning in, for whoever watches us. You do have a gift, and you do have a meaning why you're here on earth, just do it. Just do it. I know it's easier said than done by us telling you to do it. It's just finding your meaning. It's just finding that sense of light to what you need to do. Because once you find it, once you get it, your whole world just changes.
It's like Tony Robbins says, it's not your lack of resources to you, it's your lack of resourcefulness. You do have resources to you, available to you, to help you kind of unlock and discover what you're trying to do. So, you know, if you're interested, we could be of help to you. Or if you're looking around, you want to kind of become more resourceful, you can follow kind of where we've been a little bit, and just follow little basic little hacks, little tweaks in your habits and your mindset. There's lots of ways we can help you. But yeah, if you're just kind of feeling lost, you know, reach out. We'd certainly love to hear from you.
You gotta want, but you just gotta want it. You gotta
determine your why.
You gotta determine your why. You gotta, you know, we're not telling you to do what you wanted, what you should be doing. I think you should just find your own. You find your own meaning. Find what you really want to do. And then once you do, then it's all about asking questions. It's just finding those right people. It might not even be us. Who knows? It could be someone else. You just have to do it.
Whatever you want to do.
You have to do it.
Make sure it's your why, though. Determine your rightful reasons why you're doing it, and the rest will follow.
Absolutely, right. Man. But yeah, man, I guess that's it. I want to thank everybody for watching, whoever's watching, and thank you so much once again. We mentioned a few times that we have a webinar coming up on the 21st, right, Mike?
21st, yeah, Sunday the 21st.
That's gonna be Sunday. So
that'll be
that's 2 weeks. I mean, that's about 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, so that'll be 6 p.m. Eastern time.
Yes.
And 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time for me.
Right.
So if you're listening, so that'll be the time. Save the date. It'll be interesting. We'll be able to
we'll put a link up, and we'll put some information out there so you can take a look. And if you're up for it, then great. If not, then you know what?
And that's okay.
That's okay too. But I really I wish everybody the best. I hope everybody has a great weekend. It's 12 o'clock on my side. What time is it for you?
It's 10 o'clock on my end here. So.
Oh, it's not that bad.
It's still light out.
Still light out, yeah.
That's how it is in Alberta in the summertime.
Yeah, it's rainy over here. It's been disgusting all day.
We get lots of light in the summer. It's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Then we'll leave it there, and then we'll talk soon, man.
Alrighty. We'll talk next week.
Have a good day, everybody, and have a good weekend.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. All right, take care.
Later.
See ya.